But I don't care what her father does. It's nothing to do with her, and just look at her." Sebastian chuckled. "I've never seen you so head over heels before." "You should try it, bossy. I'll see if she brought a friend." With a wink, Ben was off, weaving through the crowd before Sebastian could tell him not to bother. Taking another glass of champagne, Sebastian wondered how much longer he had to stay before he could slip away to his room and get out of the tuxedo. He didn't know why his father cared if he was at the party or not. It wasn't as if Arrigo paid the slightest bit of attention to him. Still, he'd insisted Sebastian attend, and with Sebastian's luck, the one time his father actually wanted to introduce him to someone would be tonight. Plucking a smoked salmon delicacy from a passing waiter, he watched his father holding court. As always, in public, Arrigo was garrulous and lively, greeting guests with kisses and hugs. His parties were always popular, drawing many neighbors and even guests from several provinces. The food and wine were plentiful and decadent, and as Sebastian took another gulp of champagne, he had to admit his father had excellent taste. Down below, Ben was speaking closely with Valentina, and Sebastian groaned to himself. Please let her be utterly friendless. It would certainly be the capper for the night if he had to dance with some girl and pretend to be interested. But maybe if Father saw, it would help. I could kiss her even, for everyone to see. He imagined it for a moment and sighed. It would be a lie, and the mere thought of pretending to be what he wasn't made his stomach churn. No, he would abide his father and keep his true feelings to himself, at least at home, but he wouldn't be part of any charade. Sebastian desperately hoped he wouldn't have to stay home for longer than the summer. He wanted to return to Harvard more than anything. Arrigo had allowed him to finish his first year of studies, despite the incident, and when Sebastian arrived home, he'd briefly thought perhaps his father wasn't as upset as he'd expected. The sting of his father's hand and his purple-faced reprimand had quickly put an end to that notion. In the weeks since, Sebastian had done his best to avoid Arrigo. He'd been so excited to get away from home and go to America. Although he and his father had never been close, Arrigo hadn't hesitated to send him to the school he'd requested. He knew his father saw what Sebastian had done as the ultimate betrayal, not only of his generosity, but of their family name. Finishing another flute of champagne, Sebastian wondered if he should attempt to speak to his father, make a good public showing. Perhaps, if he did well tonight, Arrigo would soften toward him enough to allow him to return to school in the fall. Pushing off the wall, Sebastian took a deep breath and straightened his tie. "Excuse me, where's the bathroom?" The question was asked in shaky Italian, and Sebastian turned to answer. However, the words lodged firmly in his throat as he peered up into the warm, gold-flecked eyes of a beautiful man. "Huh?" About 30 years old, the man was at least 6'2", substantially taller than Sebastian's own 5'8". His tuxedo was sharp and fit snugly across broad shoulders and down over lean hips. He smiled tentatively. "My Italian isn't great. I'm looking for the bathroom. Right, there are several. Dozens, actually." "Ah, another American. I was beginning to feel lonely here." The man's smile bloomed, brightening his face and sending Sebastian somersaulting. "No, I'm not an American, but I've been working on my accent since I was a kid. I watch a lot of American TV. I just finished my first year at Harvard. Please let it not be the last." "You're Italian? Wow, your English is amazing." "Thank you." Sebastian fought the urge to grin like an idiot at the compliment. "So, the bathroom." He pointed to the second floor. "If you go up and turn right, you'll find a bathroom halfway down the hall. Should be quieter than the ones on the main floor." The man smiled. "Thank you. Up and right, and at the end of the hall." "No, not the end, the middle." "Sorry, I'm terrible at directions. I'll probably get lost on the stairs, knowing me." He chuckled self-deprecatingly. "I can show you if you want." "You wouldn't mind?" "Of course not." Sebastian left his empty glass on the ledge of the wide railing and led the way up the second flight of stairs and into the east wing. Away from the great hall, the house was much quieter, the sounds of chatter and the strains of the string quartet fading away. As he stopped by the bathroom door in the long hallway, he sensed the man standing very close behind him. "Well,